Oh, you're live, by the way. We're live.
We would want for...
There we go. What's good, SEAL Team fam?
Hello, hello, hello.
You know, nobody. We're recording, we're live. We're stuck at almost to Eugene. Something's going on up here. We've got a flagger who's got to stop. Got some undercover cop jeep that flew up ahead of us. Oh, I see a truck coming. I bet you that's who we're waiting for right there. Interesting.
Pilot car.
Yeah. But headed back home from Reno. Been on the road for a bit. We're almost to Eugene, so I'd say we're about 2 hours away from good old P-Town. Everybody's favorite city to talk about. Nobody's favorite city to visit. Unless you're a Tifa fan. But yeah, debrief. Man, short trip, lots happened. You getting notifications?
No.
And I think we'll just waiting for this flagger to let us go. Looks like we're gonna have a pilot truck. I wonder if I can flip this around and show what's going on. Not really. I wonder if I'll tilt it. Let's see if that flip it. What? Okay. And that stupid car followed the pilot car like an idiot. What a dumbass. And we're rolling. Alright.
Pilot car? We're not flying anywhere.
You always flying somewhere, aren't you? Oh, now we're dark.
You light up my life.
It's karaoke, guys. Karaoke.
This is like last song of the night karaoke.
This is like been driving too long, ready to be home and in bed karaoke. We have, but debrief. I mean, long trip, long in terms of feeling, short in terms of time, but accomplished goal. We went to go see Trump. We saw Trump. We were right up front. Got to do a little gambling. Got a little food. And now we're back on the road, headed home. Chalupa, what's good, brother man? We're still driving home from Reno. Oh, that didn't feel good. Shift. We're down close by Eugene, and kind of figured we'd do a quick little stream here and kind of debrief on what happened, what we saw, what the experience was, and yeah, just kind of end the trip on a stream. What's this saying? Thank you.
It says, what's the word on the street, fellas? Bird.
Bird. The bird is the word. We are following a pilot car right now through a construction zone, and to I-5.
It was a really dope rally. It was.
It really freaking was. I mean, for beds, like how many? And we show up and there was about 100 people, over 100 people in line when we showed up at like 7 in the morning for a rally that started at 4. So if that tells you anything, you know, but even then we still got to go. Like we were still really close to the president, like extremely close. I didn't think we'd get that close, and was really excited that we did.
Yeah, it was. Gate 20 was supposed to open till 1. They started pushing people in at 10, and like pushed us through security the rest of the way in. Was it 1 o'clock or was it before 1 o'clock
That they opened?
when we actually went through security?
It was close to 1 o'clock. It was really close to 1 o'clock when they finally did. They kept us gated for quite a while. I remember it was like 12:20, and I looked at you and I said, "Well, the thing is, they're supposed to open the gates at 1, so it should be soon." And it was a little bit after that they started, so maybe a little early, maybe like 12:40 or something.
Trump should have walked out to "I Feel Good" by James Brown. That would have been an epic troll on the lefties. Yeah, that would
have been good for sure. I always remember this exit up here to go to the freeway always tricks me. I know there's a problem with it. It always gets me before I hop on. But anyways, but yeah, I mean, epic trip. I wish it could have been longer. I wish we would have been able to plan it and maybe actually stay in Reno for a little bit, or you know. But I mean, y'all, if you all watched the streams, you saw that BPC was in the house, or BCP was in the house, and Black Rebel was in the house as
There
well.
a few conservatives. Haley was down there.
Yeah, there was quite a few patriots that ended up showing up. So for something that was planned the day before we were to leave, turned out amazing. It turned out really cool, and it was a good time.
Yeah, I think I agree. I mean, it was amazing. Tired, hot, everything. I mean, I enjoyed it tons. I think we would have enjoyed it more, like if we had. Yeah, you want to go that way. Left.
What?
Oh no, you're right.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Which way is Roseburg?
That's south.
Well, you want to
Gotta
go
go
north? Okay.
Where I'm going.
Okay. Well, you said this was confusing.
In his head is the backseat driver that's in the front.
Hey, you're the one that told me that this was all crazy. And
Oh yeah, it used to be. I just realized they changed the whole road up because it was confusing.
See, now you messed me up. Otherwise, I would have just. So I was trying to watch out for you. 120 subs now. Starting to grow. Next stop 500. I know, right?
Hey, we getting there, baby. SEAL Team 711, we growing. Man, we almost had 100 live viewers during the rally, and a lot of that thanks to P4P. He I don't know what he did. He did something. He put us on freaking 4chan or something. One little advertisement, but still, people were able to find it. I'm gonna turn this down, and I'm gonna turn these lights on and see if that makes it easier for me to drive. I don't know if you can still see us or not.
See me kind of.
I think these bright lights are actually illuminating our faces, so never mind. We'll go this way. We'll deal with it. Yeah, that's definitely better. But yeah, it was great. It went by really fast. I slept really good last night. I can tell you that. I slept like a damn rock.
I think what would have benefited us more is, like, if we had the advance notice where we could have gone down there, like, either earlier on Saturday or, like, Friday night type of deal, so we could have been up and refreshed that morning instead of driving all day, and then, because by the time we left the rally, like, I was on 36 hours of being up, and SEAL Team was, like, right behind me on that.
34 hours. Yeah, because you woke up a couple hours, I think, before I did. So, yeah, it was started working for Andesant, so he was able to record Trump's speech. So
so I guess you could say that did work because like you were able to do like the video recording like outside of live, and so like you only get so much clarity when you're filming live, and so you were able to get the clearer videos and pictures as opposed to with my live. Obviously, it takes a hit 720 for the resolution and everything, so you were able to get the.
I was 722 the whole time.
No, I'm talking about when you were taking the videos that you saved to the phone.
Yeah.
So you're able to get much better quality images and video and everything by not being live on that part.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why I would almost like to have like a second camera or something like that to where I can have like good. That's why I always thought about bringing that Sony
GoPro. Strap a GoPro to your head.
I don't like GoPros though. I don't trust them.
Fan of GoPros.
No, I would like to find a good camera that can get good quality and everything like that. I think what also would be good is like maybe get a live view system or a solo live view system and get some extra phone lines like and hook up to that, so you have multiple internet connections, wireless connections going into that, and the program combines them together so you don't drop, and you also have a really strong signal. So you get like a T-Mobile one, you get like a Sprint one, Verizon one, everything. I think you can hook up to like 4.
Yeah, it's basically the 4 big networks that connect you, and then it combines all of their signals so that you have a pretty good bandwidth going on, so you don't have those issues. But I had a feeling, from experience, I had heard a lot of people's signals dropped, and there was a bunch of other people there at the actual rally that had their streams drop right at 4 o'clock when Trump was about to take the stage. So security there, holy cow, I'll tell you what, pretty impressive. The entire time during the rally, there was military type aircraft flying around in circles around the event. Like I saw helicopters, I saw C-130 at one point, I saw regular airplanes, I saw a couple different, they had multiple different aircraft flying around. And I know they were related to security because I know that wherever the president goes, it's a moving no-fly zone within, I can't remember how many miles. So any planes that were within that no-fly zone had to have military authorization. So I think they had a C-130 gunship at one point that flew by. That was cool. On my stream, I think I also caught when Air Force One did a flyby of the event. So that was cool.
I missed the Reno live stream, but that main switch on the mac and cheese was kind of cringe. I wonder if they told the people they took it to that it was unattended at another table for a minute.
I bet you they didn't. Well, what's funny is the person who took it said that's somebody else's, and they took it. I probably should have paid attention to see if they took it to someone else's table.
It looked like they just took it back to the.
I think they probably just took it back to the kitchen. But the waiter told me when he came back, he said, "I apologize about the mac and cheese thing. When I found out they brought it out to you early like that, I had them make you a fresh one so you could have it hot with the rest with your tacos."
Personally, I don't think it was for a different table because it looked like she just walked right back to the kitchen with it. I think what probably happened is they made that and put it out there and didn't realize that there was all the other food that had to be made. And so I think they took it back to have it brought out with the rest of the food.
That can definitely be. That's probably what happened.
I was planning on being in. Keep the car steady. I can't.
I tell the people who make the roads here that.
I was planning on being in America and China virus. Ramblin' Rose.
Ramblin' Rose.
Where are you at, Ramblin' Rose?
Oh, I forgot to turn off my damn notifications. Okay, hold on a second.
What kind of streamer are you?
A not very good one, apparently. Come on.
Well, just hit that button right there.
What? No, that's just volume.
Yeah.
It doesn't turn off notifications. It'll still go on the stream. Trust me, I've done this. You go into here, you do not disturb. That's what you do.
Okay. Mike.
I love my Aussies. Welcome.
Those snipers look like they had some pretty sweet setups. It's communist China here.
Yeah, so I mean, I saw personally 3 different sniper teams around the event. There was one in a concrete tower kind of off in the corner. There was one on top of a hangar, and there was one on top of the RV. But I'm telling you, I saw 3 setups, I'm pretty sure there was multiple more that I didn't see that were out there. I'm pretty sure they were probably up in the hills, probably making sure nobody was up there.
Well, they have vehicles driving around the hills. I think those were the
They
police and stuff doing
I saw one that was coming down that big hill, but that was miles away. But then you had Secret Service inside too, everywhere. And, your Men in Black types. And then they also had private security that were literally like Vikings. It's called Viking security, and legit, like, I think they hire people with Viking blood because these guys were like hybrid monsters. At one point during the stream, if you guys caught that, I asked the one guy how many times he's heard Jean-Claude, was it Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, how many times have you been called Jean-Claude Van Damme? He's like, none. I was like,
He looked like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he did look more like Brock Lesnar, but Jean-Claude Van Damme came to mind. And then, like, when I said it, everyone around us started laughing. So I figured it was probably pretty spot on, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
The girls were taking pictures of those guys all night. But, sitting in the 7th row. Whoa. Sitting in the 7th row behind the president. Pretty surreal. It's still, like, in my mind. I still kind of feel like I watched it on TV. And if you guys probably didn't catch this, but if you go watch Right Side Broadcasting's coverage of the rally, at the end when they're talking, it's pretty funny. We went to go harass the media and of course give Right Side their due, give them props or whatever. And so you see us
It's
there.
at the 1 hour 40-minute mark.
Oh, well, I didn't even know at what point that was at, but apparently Anderson's got that down. But yeah, we go up there, we start giving them their props and their due, and giving the rest of the media crap. But you'll see me pop up there, and you'll see Anderson for sure. They zoom in on him, and then if you pay attention, you'll see Black Rebel and his buddy. I forget his name.
Was that Matt? No, it wasn't Matt.
I don't remember his name, but you'll see Black Rebel and his buddy. They go up there as well. And what's even funnier is Black Rebel and them, they were in the stand off the way, looking at the stage, they were in the stand off to the right. And when the president was leaving, he was waving goodbye to everybody, and he recognized them. And he was like, "Oh, you two from Portland." And he was like, "Yeah." But he recognized them, so the president knows who they are. That was pretty epic. But yeah, Right Side Broadcasting, you go catch that. You'll see us harassing them. I've got a video I took because I did the whole stereotypical with the media. I was like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool at Right Side Broadcasting, and fuck you.
Ramblin' Rose, you say, it's funny you say the Viking demigods. So those guys, the company that they work for, they're private security. The company they work for is Viking Executive Protection.
Yeah, well, that's what I was telling them just now, is that they had they were Viking security or something.
Yeah.
I was like, and they legit hired like people with Viking blood.
Yeah. Like superhumans. It's like the stuff you see in movies. They inject them in.
Were like they've collected the best DNA on the planet, the best human DNA, and then like they made these humans for this purpose. They all look like football players who maybe didn't make it to the
had some Italian or something in her. She had a little bit of olive skin, but she would be like Callahan in the Police Academy movies.
So this is why Anderson was all about her. Police Academy, look out. Anderson loves them some police. These girls who work out and get all the muscles and everything and they look kind of gross, she was probably like the perfect amount of muscle without it being too much. But still enough to be intimidating and be like, yeah, I'm not messing with her. So, what do you say?
Converse at Ramblin' Rose should check out the Discord.
Oh yeah, Andale, can you get Ramblin' Rose? Can you post oh wait, you can't, because you decided to not be a mod.
No, he's a mod.
Who? He's a mod there. He's not a mod in the Discord. He asked not to be a mod there anymore. I was gonna say post an invite link to the Discord. I'll tell you what. When this video is over. Ramblin' Rose, once it's over, leave a regular comment on the video, and when I see it, I'll send you an invite link to the Discord so you can join us in our private Discord. You definitely belong over there.
Let's see. I like American men because they're generally genetically European. I am Norwegian. I am British. I am Irish. I have a little bit of African in me, so I guess I can consider myself African American.
I've been racist then.
I've got native. Yeah, apparently I'm from like I forgot what it's called. It starts with a G.
Yeah, in terms of nationalities, I'm half white and I'm half Chilean. In your bed with your white woman whenever you're back at work.
I have NFC, no effing clue. Is that what NFC is? Well, you know, after watching like the TV series Vikings, and then what's the other one called? There's another Viking movie that kind of goes around the same Viking storyline. And after seeing those, I have a feeling that I might be from Viking heritage, just because if I've got Norwegian, where the Vikings originated from,
You're Norwegian, you got Viking.
But then combining that with British and Irish, where the Vikings would go to and attack and try to settle there, I have a feeling that's where my ancestry came from.
Well, let me ask you, do you like turkey legs?
I like legs.
I see Anderson with a big old turkey leg. I'm not gonna lie, my grandpa, they used to tell me that his bloodline was from Vikings, so I'm pretty sure I've got Viking in me as well.
I'm of Ramblin' Rose says I'm of Croatian background, first generation Australian.
Croatian?
Yeah, my parents were political refugees from World War II.
So Croatia, isn't that kind of close out there by Uzbekistan? Because I know I spent some time in Uzbekistan. I'll tell you what, the women over in Uzbekistan are those Eastern Europeans are just, there's something about them.
Wherever I'm from, Anderson, wherever I'm from, I've been in the U.S. for a very long time. Or his family's been in the U.S. for a very long time.
He's like, I came over on the Mayflower.
I was a navigator on the Mayflower.
Yeah, we're on the home stretch here. But what sucks here is that I live 2 hours north of Portland. So it's like, going to Portland, gotta drop off. Good old Anderson here. And,
it's next to Italy and the Adriatic coast.
okay. So, central, western Europe. But, yeah, we're probably about an hour and a half from Portland now. I gotta drop off Anderson. And when I do, I still got 2 hours of driving to do tonight. From Reno, when we get to Portland, Uzbekistan is just north of Afghanistan.
Uzbekistan?
Yeah. Uzbekistan is just north of Afghanistan. I was in Tashkent and Karshi. Two places I spent some time while doing government contracting for the Department of Defense.
Oh yeah, you're like way far away.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, those Uzbeki women, oh my goodness. I'm telling you. But I've seen Croatian women as well. I mean, kind of everything over there. I don't know. I think every country has fine women.
Sydney, Australia.
Now see, Aussies too. Aussies know how to party.
I got a guy I went to school with. His wife is Australian. They just moved back down to Australia a couple years back. He's on this. Is that Sydney? Yeah, he's down near Sydney. I think he's north of Sydney. Is it Newcastle? I think he's up near Newcastle or something. Let me find out.
I need to do another trip overseas here soon. I need to go do like I've been wanting to do a Europe tour where you like go visit a country for a day and then you jump on those bullet trains and you just have that Euro train pass. So you're like in one country, you spend a whole day there, and then at night you jump on the bullet train, you go to sleep on the train, and then you wake up, you're in a completely different country. Go see the country for a day, jump on the bullet train, just do that, and just travel and see different every day see a different country.
Hamlin Terrace. That's where my friend moved to. I don't know where that's at. In Australia somewhere.
But I'll tell you guys, the atmosphere at a Trump rally, I expected it to be pretty lit. What I didn't anticipate was just how friendly everybody was going to be, just how open and welcoming, just how it was so, living in the Pacific Northwest with everything that's going on, I gotta tell you, it is so nice to be with so many like-minded people. It felt foreign because the Northwest has turned into such a vile place. But it was obviously a very good foreign feeling. I don't know if you experienced that while you were there.
So what I experienced with it, I mean, it was amazing. The euphoria there, like, you didn't feel hatred or, I mean, everybody was just like super friendly. I mean, just for the point when we got there, like when we were asking people where to park, some people told us like the dirt areas, some people said, hey, go down to Sonic right down there, park at Sonic, whatever. And then when we were walking up, after we parked, we were walking up, as we were walking down the line of 100 people, almost every single person that we passed said, hey, hi, how you doing?
Trump 2020.
Yes, where you from? And like almost everybody said something to us as we walked down the line, and you don't see that anywhere. And then when you got in, the vibe, everybody was like happy and excited, and you could just feel it like all around you, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible. And I was walking up and down the line multiple times with the live stream, and every time I did, I'm sure you guys, if you watched that live stream, you saw everybody as we were going by, everybody was cheering and just really excited. There was, the entire time we were in line, there was only one car or person that
Jeffrey Tubin. That's the guy. Remember earlier?
Oh, the one that got in trouble for masturbating.
Yeah.
Oh, is he a CNN guy? Oh, and his last name's Tubin. Oh.
Yeah, we saw that come up earlier. It was like what? And like he seemed more apologetic that he was caught than that he was, rather than that he was actually doing that during a meeting. It's like, oh, I didn't realize they could see me. Who cares if they can see you? You should have been doing it in the first place during the meeting.
You're on a work call. What the hell are you doing? I can't yell or anything right now, guys. My voice has been gone all day. It seems to be getting a little bit better now, but if I even try yelling, like, it's just not happening. I squeal is what happens. I was like coughing in the casino today, and like people were giving me dirty looks because I'm sure they were thinking I had the coof. They were probably thinking I was having the coof. And speaking of yelling, I saw my first Biden 2020 sign while I was down in Reno. As we were leaving the hotel in the parking garage, someone had one up in the window, and that's when I figured out I couldn't yell. Because I rolled down. I've seen one Biden for president sign now. I've been saying I hadn't seen any. I've seen one, but I had to drive all the way to another state to see it. And I live in one of the most liberal places in the entire United States. Oh my God, this truck caught up to me again, and he's doing the same thing where he's like trying to trap me behind a semi truck, so that I have to slow down and get behind him.
He drives like an old woman. The semis catch up to him.
He says I drive like an old woman, but this whole trip he's been like, "Oh God, look out! Oh, no, okay."
Yeah, old women make me do that.
I can't blame him though, because I do the same thing. On the way down, he suggested that we take his truck instead of my Challenger, and I was like, yeah, no, I think I want a vehicle with me. I think I'm gonna take one of my own vehicles, because I would have been doing the same thing. I hate being in the passenger seat. I don't like other people's driving. Like I 99% of the time I don't feel safe, regardless of how good or bad the person drives. So, in his defense, I do the same thing.
We're defensive drivers. If you're a defensive driver, you know.
Dude, it's 50 miles per hour. Get off my butt.
It's not where you. Never mind.
There's a cop up here too. I'm gonna shut the lights off for a second as we pass this little construction area.
Is there a car on the opposite side facing the wrong way? Well, that's the cop sitting there.
There's a cop over on the other side of the highway facing that way. Like, in case somebody's speeding, he can take off after him.
They got the construction, so then it's the.
Oh, I think there's a wrecked truck. Oh yeah, there's a truck that spun around and crashed. Okay, so accident on I-5, breaking news.
The hood was open. Was it wrecked or just broke down?
Well, I mean, it could have wrecked. It looked like it had spun out and had.
It was kind of weird to be sitting there facing the.
It'll be kind of hard to find. It takes a while for it to process, but it will come up. It'll be there, and when you see it, it'll be in your history, your YouTube history. Just go and click on it. Is this a 5.0 in front of us? I see reflectors where there shouldn't be reflectors.
It could be. It almost looks like there's a light rack on top.
Yeah, turn this back off for a second, just in case. I think we might have 5.0 behind us, or in front of us. So.
Yeah, I can see the light rack on top.
Yeah, it's definitely 5.0 in front of us. Now it's going a little fast. So, you might be in the dark for a minute. But yeah, after the video processes and stuff, just put a regular comment there. I'll see your name, and I'll send you an invite link to the Discord. That's where all the cool kids go to play. So, lots of good conversation in there.
Lemon and honey and a warm tea will help.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna need to do that, guys. The throat, it was way worse this morning. This morning I almost couldn't talk at all. My dad called me this morning because he figured out I was at the Trump rally and thought it was pretty cool, wanted to give me a call. And when I answered the phone, I said hello, but nothing came out. So it's improved a lot.
Hey, I got a mission for you guys. every day and every time that SEAL team goes live, you need to bug him about going into his bots, so you can put !Discord and it will give you the link for the Discord.
No, I don't want to do that. I purposely do not want to do
Why
that.
not?
Because I don't want a bunch of dingbats in the freaking Discord.
Okay.
I only want patriots in the Discord. I'm being picky and choosy right now.
You got me in your Discord.
You're the exception. You're like a pet. You know, it's like you ever have one of those dingbat dogs? You know, like you just can't help but love him, but he's still a dingbat. You know, that's like Andazan. No, I'm joking.
So what about like a link that goes to like a request type thing, saying, "Hey, I'm so that would like to join the Discord."
I mean, they could ask me on YouTube. Like, they could do that in the comments.
Good point.
Like, I'm usually there, and I can usually, for right now, maybe later on, if it gets to a point where it's so big that it requires that, like, at that point it's not going to matter anyways. But just right now, we're being picky and choosy. We're making sure we've got good patriots only in that Discord so that we can keep it with like-minded people. I mean, it's the name of the Discord is Patriots for a Better America, and yeah, we only want patriots who want a better America in there. So, and not everybody who watches my videos happen to be patriots. Where are we at on comments?
Just says the crowd select a few.
Yeah.
Grab the rows. Said, ha ha ha, we saw it first, and then said the crowd select a few. It took Seal a hot minute to get me to figure out how to get on Discord.
Yeah, I kept on trying to tell Chalupa, you need to be on the Discord. I kept telling him, he's like, I don't know about that. I don't do social media and stuff. But now that he's on there, he understands why I was trying to get him in there. And I think I'd argue that Chalupa enjoys the Discord. It's a good, it's where the conversation continues when the streams aren't up, when nobody's live streaming. The conversation continues in the Discord.
Ramblin' Rose. I don't know, it looks like they're saying that they're going to start a group called Australians for a Better America.
Well,
they didn't say they were going to start a group, but I think that would be an awesome idea.
believe it or not, we have a couple Aussies in the Discord already. So you would not be the first, but it doesn't say Americans for a Better America. It just says Patriots for a Better America. So a patriot doesn't necessarily mean an American. It just means you're a patriot. So
You know what, Ramblin' Rose? I think you should, though. You can build a group that you guys have a place, you can get people together, and you'll be able to see, like, when people are alive, patriots are alive, so you can see what's really going on in America. So we can help you, connect you with our Discord, or our streams and whatnot. We can connect you to other people like Black Rebel, BCP, people who show the truth of what's going on in America, so you don't get fed with the false information by the media.
this is one of the longest construction zones I've seen in a while. What the heck are they doing? I haven't seen any construction so far. I've just seen a lot of cones. I wonder if I can flip this around so you guys can see what's going on, since you can't really see us. I'll try.
You can see the cop in front of us.
Yeah, you can see the 5.0 and the semi-truck, and we're going at a reduced speed, and there's just cones forever and ever and ever. Oh, goodness. It's driving me nutty. It's like, it's been miles now.
Swippa said, Patriots for a better future.
Yeah. The thing is, though, America kind of, a lot of things go, whoa, what's going on here? Semis hit his
go live too on mine if that happens. Those lights come on, I'll go straight live.
Yeah, somebody's got to get my arrest.
You can't.
Oh, I think we're coming to the end of it, folks. So,
the second the exit, you're good.
oh, he took the exit. Yeah, baby. So we're not getting pulled over.
Or he's gonna just go through the exit.
Oh, he's a stater too. Staters are the worst. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and flip this back around.
Endo says he never gets hassled by cops in his minivan.
Soccer mom van, eh?
You're probably white too, though.
I don't know if it was Andale or if it was Houston. It was a quick glance while I was driving that said that I needed to get a man's car.
I think that was Andale. Then Houston posted.
Well, he's talking about his mom van, so I don't know. I thought somebody posted pictures of their vehicle after they said that, and I was like, wait a minute. So a Pinto and a freaking soccer mom van, and you're telling me I need to get a man's car and I drive a Challenger? What the hell?
No, he's got a white minivan, I guess.
Oh, okay. So I might have mixed you two up. I don't know, but
He says, yes, I'm white as my minivan. No, I think they said something, and then they posted the picture of that gremlin, and then Andale said you need a man's car or something, and then Houston posted a picture, then he posted a picture of that SUV thing, whatever it was.
you guys all drive vans? Do they say candy on the outside? I'm just curious.
Free candy.
Free candy.
Free candy and kittens. They're puppies.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So, here's a topic for you. And you know who Anazan said he's voting for mayor? He's voting for Ted Wheeler.
I'm voting for Ted Wheeler.
Can you guys believe that shit? I was like, what? He's voting for Ted Wheeler. Now, mind you, I understand his logic behind it, but I want to see your guys' reaction hearing that Anazan is voting for Ted Wheeler for mayor of Portland.
I discussed this in my voting stream. When I stream myself voting.
Oh, isn't that illegal?
I don't know.
I thought you were supposed to take pictures of your ballot or.
No, in Oregon it's okay.
I had taken a picture last in 2016.
You just can't intimidate people on their votes, whatever.
Gotcha.
Yes, you can write in a name, but here's the problem right now. So
I'll let Anazan explain this. It's a good explanation, but you have to understand that the two major candidates in Portland are basically the Antifa mayor
and the do nothing mayor.
or Ted Wheeler. So, and you have to also understand that it's a nonpartisan position. So on the ballot, it doesn't say Republican, Democrat. It's technically two Democrats. Okay, Portland's primaries for mayor are really stupid. So, take that into consideration whenever he explains this.
So Chalupa, you got the idea of it. Whatever he said that they don't give much choice. So on the application, yeah, you have Ted Wheeler because. So what happened in the primaries? There was 20 candidates in the primaries, and the way Portland works in the primary, if you get more than 50% of the votes, then your name will be the only one. What?
This guy has like no lights on.
Yeah, it's a trailer. But if you get more than 50% of the votes, you will be the only name on the primary ballot. If you get less than 50% of the votes, it'll be you and the next top person. So the primaries, Ted Wheeler and Sarah Alneron had 73% of the votes. And Ted Wheeler had the lead. Well, coming up on the election and seeing everything that's been going on with the riots and everything, Sarah's known as being Antifa Sarah. She supports Antifa. She has participated in protests and everything. She's got images out there wearing communist skirts or whatever, or socialist skirts or whatever. And so yeah, we don't don't want Sarah in there. Sarah already said that she would one of the first things she will do is defund PPB by, and if you don't know what PPB is, it's Portland Police Bureau, by $50 million. And she would also hand the PPB over to Commissioner Joanne Hardesty. Joanne Hardesty has handed out for the PPB since she was elected. She constantly comes out. She has come out and lied about PPB. She has made claims that PPB is going out starting fires during the protests and everything, which none of that's true. She came out and said, oh, no, that wasn't true. I misspoke and shouldn't have said that or whatever, but then she continued talking on. So right now, the actual candidates on, and then Ted Wheeler just keeps going back and forth and not doing anything. He says, well, the people, the citizens should stop all this instead of actually taking responsibility and stopping it himself. So it's Do Nothing Ted, or as Antifa calls him, Tear Gas Teddy, or Antifa Sarah. So the safest bet for the city of Portland right now is to go with Ted Wheeler. Now, there are writing candidates out there that are being pushed. So Teresa Rayford is the one that Antifa was pushing, but it sounds like they might be switching back over to Sarah. So Teresa Rayford is the founder of Hands Up Don't Shoot out of Portland, and she was a pretty popular candidate. That some recent stuff has come up, and they're not really backing her as much anymore. Other candidates, there's a Bashal, Joe Bashal or something like that. I can't remember his name, Bruce Bashal. I've never really heard him before, or heard of him before. And
I mean, the write-in candidates honestly don't matter because they're not going to win. We know what happens with that stuff. It's going to be Ted Wheeler or the Antifa mayor.
Yep.
And the thing is, by them pushing write-in candidates, what you're doing is you're taking away votes. Because right now, it sounds like the Antifa mayor has about a 10-point or 11-point lead against Ted Wheeler.
Yes.
So she's ahead. And if you do a write-in candidate, you're basically going to be taking votes away from Ted Wheeler. And it's going to put the Antifa mayor in office as mayor in Portland. So the long story short is you probably should vote for Ted Wheeler, even though that sounds terrible. Me personally, I will not be voting for anyone. I'm probably going to vote in Harambe, or I'm going to vote in Trump, or write in Trump for mayor of Portland or something. I don't know. Just because I don't want that on my voting record. But at the same time, I don't want to see that Antifa mayor get in there. I'd say Ted Wheeler is the lesser of the two evils. We'd get 4 more years of tear gas Teddy, basically. But I think that might be not as bad as what happens if you get the Antifa mayor and Joanne Hardesty, which she's just nuts. She's just freaking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I don't know. I don't even know how she got into office. It's not a trailer. That's a car with no lights on.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's got a license plate light.
I think it's one of those cars where it turns on the headlights no matter what.
The automatic headlights.
Yeah, but if you don't turn the headlights on, your rears don't turn on, so they think their lights are on.
So that their daylight sensor is probably messed up, and so it's not triggering the full headlights to come on.
I don't think they have a daylight sensor, or in the settings it's turned off. But I see this where I've had a car like that. Actually, my Impala, my Chevy Impala is like that. Like no matter what, whenever I turn the car on, you've got headlights on. The only way you can turn them off is if you're in the park and you put the emergency brake on. But yeah, we've got a car that has headlights on but no tail lights on, and that's usually when you've got a car that always runs headlights no matter what.
Well, my truck and my wife's van has the daytime running light dash, and so when it starts getting dark, and it's dark for a certain number of seconds or however long it is, it will trigger the headlights to come on, so it'll switch from daylight to headlights and trigger the tail lights as well.
I like Andale's idea. Arrest them both.
Yeah. Well, I honestly believe they are guilty. I think they're guilty of accessory after the fact. So, with the accessory after the fact, if they are doing things that are preventing them from being arrested,
everybody has heard of it because it's such a disaster. I'm willing to bet she knows exactly where Portland, Oregon is.
Chalupa said she was the secretary. Like secretary or like secretary of state? I can't remember. Rambling Rose says non-sketchy.
I forget there's a delay on the video.
Yeah, Rambling Rose has watched the rides for months now.
Yeah, so she knows where Portland, Oregon is.
Of state, Chalupa said. Secretary of state, that's what I thought. That's elected position.
Making progress. Basically had dinner in Reno, and by 2 in the morning we'll be back in Portland. That's not bad. An early dinner.
I had some red vines, so those of you that watch my stream, you know about me and my red vines. So I had my red vines on the drive down there, and I
I smelt the red vines on the trip. I knew that's what it was. I was like, is he eating red vines in the dark over there?
Yep. So I had the black licorice red vines on the way down, and then I had the red licorice, the original red vines, on the way back.
Black licorice over red licorice, by the way.
Well, I like the mixed bags.
How come in the video it looks like you're driving? Oh, this guy's about to fly by me.
Because I am. Look, no hands.
It looks like you're driving. The stream's backwards.
No one here knows what's going on. Australians aren't very political.
I beg to differ. I've got a couple really political Australians in the Discord.
You guys are just too busy getting beat up by the cops down there, aren't you? That's what the news says. The news just shows you guys get chased around by the cops. But I have a feeling your guys' media is turning into the same thing as our media.
I think that media is kind of like that almost everywhere. I mean, like, when's the last time you heard of, like, that country has great media. They don't lie and they tell the truth.
I've lost so many friends from supporting Trump. I give up and only talk to Americans.
You know what? Okay, so with that being said, so we wore our Trump gear in Reno last night, and like in the Northwest in Portland, you don't dare wear your Trump gear because somebody's gonna say something. Excuse me, my throat. There'll be a confrontation. If they see you getting out of your car will get keyed or your tires slashed or something. It's just better not to do that if you're in Portland or Seattle or one of the major cities. But in Reno, we wore our Trump gear last night, and I'll tell you what, we didn't get a single dirty look. That was nice. As a matter of fact, we had people approach us and talk to us on multiple occasions and compliment us on our gear. Nevada, and then he went to Arizona today, and those rallies, he did 2 of them, I believe, and they were both bigger than the one we were at. So it's like, how is Biden ahead? There's no way. It's lies. It's gotta be complete lies. There's no way. If it was true, people would be showing up to his rallies. When Trump is driving places, people line the streets to say hi to him and stuff. And Biden can't even get people to his rallies.
Randall Rose said a big lesbian airport security woman hated her Trump hat.
What'd she say to you, Ramblin'? How do you know that she hated it? Did she give you the look, or did she actually say something? I know Aussies are very vocal, so when they don't like something, they'll tell you.
Well, that was in Nashville.
Oh.
They were flying home from Nashville.
What? Nashville's like a conservative city.
SEAL Team knuckle tats would be rad. Just saying. Take it off. Said to take it off.
Who's this guy pulling up on the slow side of the car?
Looks like an old man.
You're supposed to pass on the left, not the right, you dummy.
This is the one with no taillights.
Oh, it's Mr. No. Oh, are they from Canada? Their plate is not a normal plate. Oh shit! And you just cut me off.
It looks like it's South Carolina, I think.
What the hell are you doing? Are you
No, it might
drunk?
be Canada. Might be Canada actually.
This guy's an idiot.
Or I can't see it. I can't tell what it is.
I can tell you what it is. It's a moron who doesn't know how to drive because he passed on the frickin' right and then he cut me off. Like bad.
It happened in LA. Going through security, going back to Australia. Okay. At least y'all don't have to put up with New Jersey drivers.
I'm telling you, this area where we're at right now, around Portland, give or take an hour, I'd say from like Longview down to about Eugene, is full of some of the dumbest drivers I've ever seen. And I've been all over the world. I'm not joking. I spend a lot of time in LA, and I'm say that lightly. I drive a lot, okay? I drive a lot. But, and I've said this before, in California, they drive fast and they drive aggressive, but they don't drive bad. In Washington, they drive slow. The speed limit will be 55, and they'll be like, oh, but that's the limit. I'm going to do 35. And it'll be a one-lane highway, and they're doing 35 and a 55, so I'm constantly having to pass people. So California, fast. Washington, slow. Oregon, stupid. That's what I've come up with. So, just saying. Sorry if I'm insulting you, any Pacific Northwesterners, but y'all need to fucking learn how to drive better. Holy shit.
Rose said, we have new migrants from India that get their relatives to take the driving test. They can't drive. It's really dangerous. Yeah, I think it. Nah, I'm not gonna say it.
Say it. Say it.
It's gonna sound bad, but I think because like India probably has, I mean, it has a huge population. I've heard that like their population's like enormous, especially their like per area, their capita per area, and I think India is actually overflowing, and you're starting to see an influx throughout the world of Indians, not Native American Indians, but Indians.
Yeah, well, when it's people that's usually cutting me off. It's people that are rolling around usually in Priuses with stickers on the back that still say Bernie. So, just saying, some of the worst drivers. Yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna rant forever if I don't stop now.
You know who always seems to cut me off?
Well, this is where all the fires were happening.
Yeah. Women drivers are the ones that seem to cut me off all the time.
Maybe they're trying to get your phone number. I don't know why I'm still wearing my mask. I think I just want to advertise Trump 2020. There's no reason for that, but yeah.
Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew.
His head on the undercarriage.
See, he crushed my dreams because, like, I thought there was rolling garbage in the road. It didn't look big enough to be an animal. And so I slowed down, but I didn't come to a stop. And it was at the very last second that I realized it wasn't tumbling garbage, but instead it was a butt running away from us that was white and black, and it was doing this little butt wiggle running away from us. And I was like, oh no, and it was too late. And that's when we realized, oh no, a skunk. And like, as we went over the top of him, I'm like, please don't hear a noise. And we went over the top of him, and I heard no noise. I was like, maybe he's gonna make it. And then I heard a clunk clunk, and I was like, oh. And I look over at Anderson, I was like, it wasn't that loud. I was like, maybe it just kind of bumped his tail or something. He might have survived. And Anderson just looked at me, he's like, no, he's fucking dead.
Rose said, your roads are big and beautiful, perfect motorcycle riding roads. Never seen roads like that. I'm tempted to hire a bike next trip.
Hey, I mean, look, can you see out the front? I can't. We'll have to look on this side to see if you can actually see the roads. They're not really lit up here. Maybe I need a.
Yeah, you can see.
You can kind of see it's 3-lane. Don't go during the day. Drive at night. I'm telling you, these roads are packed and overly full and starting to represent LA in terms of traffic.
That skunk smells something terrible.
But yeah, so on the way down, the trip was good. Only one animal was injured. We saw a lot of deer that were trying to get out into the road. We went straight to the rally. We parked. We immediately went to the line. We got our spot. We bought some merch, some Trump merch. Got a nice new Trump hat. I had my Make America Great Again hat, but I had to get myself a Keep America Great hat, and it was nice. I got some compliments on it, so that was cool. Got my face mask. That was cool. The wait, while it felt like it took forever, at the same time it felt like it wasn't that bad. I felt like I waited for things longer.
You weren't standing there the whole time.
Huh?
I said you weren't standing there the whole time.
Yeah, that's true. Anderson stayed in line most of the time. I was going up and down the line to get reactions. Did a couple interviews. We interviewed the person who was first in line. Bless her heart. She was, she camped out for 3 days to be number one, and she had some struggles. She had a really rude family group that showed up and decided they were going to cut in front of her and post up, and luckily when security showed up, they made them go to the end of the line, so justice was served there. But it was pretty stressful, and it made everybody in the line not so adjust that, but they've got weird filters, certain words they don't like and stuff, so there's a possibility the bot is deleting stuff. When I get home, I will smack the bot.
So what happened, Ramblin' Rose? So when you said that your roads are big and beautiful, you left out a space after the period, and so Streamlabs is stupid, and if you put a period and a word right after it, it thinks it's a link.
Oh, I thought you were trying to post a link.
Yeah.
And deleted it.
And so apparently it looks like it timed you out for 1 second for that. It's stupid. So
I mean, the link thing I don't think I can stop for obvious reasons.
But luckily it's just like a 1 second thing.
Yeah. I will still, when I get home, smack the bot for doing stupid shit. I need to turn most of that stuff off.
Yeah, I think.
No, I'm saying, I didn't say I couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying I can't for obvious reasons. Like, I don't want a bunch of spammers coming up. I've seen what happens whenever you turn the link function off. I'm not saying that it's not physically possible. I'm just saying I can't if we want to have a chat that makes any sense. If that makes sense. Yeah, no. But let's see. I actually have no idea. Yes, you understand. But I'll tell you guys, it was pretty. You see Trump on TV all the time. You see his rallies. You see all that stuff. And when he came out on stage, I'll tell you what. I don't know if you got this, but when he came out on stage, I got a rush of euphoria. It just hit me like harder. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to feel like a really intense feeling when I finally saw him with my own eyes. I mean, I've been to some pretty intense concerts with some pretty big names. I've met some pretty famous people and idols of mine. And I can't say that anything is compared to the feeling that I got when Trump got up there. And I think it's just because, I've got so much love for the man because he's fighting so hard for this country. He's attacked by so many, and it would be so easy for him to say, you know what? I just want my plush life back. I don't want to do this anymore. But yet the man is still in there fighting for us. He's not giving up. And God, I'm glad he's stubborn.
And he really, you can see the patriotism with him because he's not concerned about other countries or anything like that. His concern is making America great. But everybody's laughing because I said, talk about the links and everything about not allowing the links. I said, because you get people that spam stuff like, and I linked my YouTube on there, and so they're all laughing at that.
Son of a bitch. No, I'm joking. Andy's definitely somebody I'm constantly promoting, and vice versa. And there's a lot of. I tried to say, oh, well, thank you, Mr. Semi Truck, for flashing me. I'm not a semi, but thanks for letting me know I can get over. I will flash you back. One moment, please. Okay, sorry. I had to do some Morse code with the semi truck. I'm used to doing that when I'm driving my 40-foot diesel pusher RV. I'm not used to doing that when I'm in a car. They don't usually flash you like that, but whatever. Anyways,
Rose subbed.
Rose subbed? Oh, she wasn't subbed?
Okay, unless you sub to mine, I don't know. I said, shameless. Okay, I subscribed.
Shameless.
I'm studying art with a guy called Charles Bitch.
Streamlabs, ban him. Time him out for a second.
Village. He's painting a Trump in Rushmore.
I'm trying to remember what I was talking about
For the
before
White
I got
House.
flashed by the semi-truck.
Oh, so apparently the guy she's in art class with is painting Trump on Mount Rushmore to go to go in the White House.
Oh, that would be dope. I'd like to see the finished product for sure. I'll put a copy of that up in my office.
But you were were talking about the euphoria when Trump came out.
Oh yeah. When Trump came out, all the feels. And I'm not somebody who gets excited too easily, but we're talking about how he fights and he's for America, and he's the real deal, guys. I mean, you gotta ask yourself, with Trump, this man has all the money he could ever want. He has no need to go after more money. He's lost so much money by going after the presidency. His children have lost so much money because they're helping. They've all lost so much money. He could have stayed in his plush little life. He could have given up at any point in time. But, he's doing it because he loves this country. So you got to ask yourself, what is this man's motives? Why is he doing this? Like, he's fighting so hard. And to me, if I were a reporter, that's what I would have asked him. Maybe it's something that he'd like to answer after he's out of office, but if you ask me, I think personally that Trump is doing it because he's going after something money can't buy. I mean, what do you buy a man who already has everything and already has enough money to buy whatever he wants? And the one thing you can't buy for yourself is that little thing called legacy. And to be the 45th president of the United States, there really isn't many more legacies out there. But on top of that, I think the man has a true love for this nation, for this country, for the Constitution, and for the patriots that live within it. And I think he wants to leave a greater place to not just his children and their children, but to his ancestors to come. And I'll tell you what, regardless of what happens in the election that's coming up, just what he's done with the Supreme Court will make sure that this country is a better place for at least 30 years, in my opinion. Not to mention what he's done with the federal judges and appellate courts and all that. Like, he's changed the makeup big time.
Sure.
Yeah. So we just had a sheriff drive right past us. We're live streaming with the lights on, and he gave 0 fucks. So if he ain't gonna pull us over, I don't think anyone's gonna pull us over, folks. But if they did, God, would it make a great stream?
I think Trump did it so he can get a paycheck for life and that free medical.
A paycheck for life?
Yeah.
He gives up his paycheck.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean he can't just start collecting it again.
No, he already said he's going to donate his checks for his entire presidential checks forever. He's already said that. He's whoa, cop swerved. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He hella swerved. Are you on your phone, Mr. Police Officer? Maybe that's why you didn't notice I was...
Maybe.
That sure looked like it. What's funny is I saw his lights when they were coming up, and I didn't think they were police lights.
Yeah.
By the looks of it. It just looked like another Charger. But...
It was, wasn't it?
It was a Charger, but I didn't think it was a police Charger because one of the headlights was messed up. So I was like, oh, that's not a cop. But,
Drunk cop.
I mean, and he just swerved across all 3 lanes.
No,
He went from the left lane all the way to the right lane.
He had his blinker on.
He had his blinker on, but you're not supposed to do that. It's illegal. You're supposed to switch one lane, stop, then you can switch another lane. You got to do it in progression. He just went across all 3 lanes.
Hey, maybe he's watching the stream. Give him a break.
Hey, thank you for your service, officer, if you are watching.
He was distracted watching the stream.
Yeah, that could definitely be it. But he was speeding, he was swerving, and he was cutting across lanes. But it's all good. I'll back you, Mr. Officer. You're going through a lot right now. I'll give you some slack. No ticket today. But anyways, hey, so we've been on the road all day. Have we missed anything? Anything interesting happen? How was Portland tonight? Anybody have eyes on if there were riots in Portland or any protests? What am I talking about? Were there any riots tonight in Portland? We know they don't have protests. Only protests that happened there happened with conservatives.
PT Media put up a sign. Yeah, we know about that over there above the PBA.
Yeah.
sat there. It had paint on it like the first night. After the first
Across from 7-Eleven. Are they putting signs up across from my house?
Oh, they burned it down? I didn't know they burnt it down.
Oh, what? Did they burn down the sign or did they burn down the billboard?
Not the billboard.
Because PT had no. I mean, they could burn that down easily. I'm sure most of it was made out of metal, but it doesn't mean they couldn't burn the paper part.
The frame is fine.
This sounds to me like it wasn't a sign, like they actually got the billboard.
Yeah. The sign is burnt up. So they probably threw a Molotov at it.
Okay, when you say sign, are you saying like a sign, like a really chintzy one that they hung up? Or are you talking about the billboard that PT News paid a bunch of money for to put up over there by the donut shop where they do the riots?
The billboard.
Okay, oh shit. Oh damn, I didn't know that's news. I did not hear that. That's definitely an update.
I didn't even get that information. I usually get information when stuff like that happens.
Hey, if there's video of it or any type of news articles or anything like that, can you put that in the Discord under what's everybody watching? I would appreciate that, so when I get home I can check that out. Or in the news articles room, something like either one of those would work.
And then Portland went dark.
Comments, hey, I swerved.
Why are you swerving, Mr. Cop?
I gotta remember not to read the comments. I'm depending on Anderson to read the comments here, and I feel like I'm missing comments.
Well, you don't give me a chance to read it. He said, and Portland went dark, and he said, sure, I doubt it would make the news article.
Portland went dark for, like, the power went out?
I don't know. He didn't say, he just said, and then Portland went dark. Dear America, Eddie Gamble.
Eddie! Ayo! This might be history here. I might have said Ayo before Eddie for the first time in a stream ever.
He said Ayo.
I think I might have got the first Ayo this time. I doubt that'll happen again. That right there, it takes skills, people. It takes skills.
You did. LMAO. You did.
SEAL Team 7-Eleven, I'm telling you, man.
Gremlin Rose says, I'm a witness.
We got skills.
Can I get a witness?
I have to tell you, even though this trip was quick, real fast turnaround, basically 2 days to a little bit more than 2 days, like maybe like we left at like 10 p.m. So 2 days and a few extra hours. Considering we drove halfway across the country, went to a Trump rally, went and hung out in Reno, then turned around, drove back. Like, it was very tiring. It beat our bodies up. It pushed us to our limits. But there wasn't one moment during the entire trip where I wasn't content with what we were doing.
So, Mandel said MK changed Ted Wilder's vote to Trump for president. Was that MK? I heard what I saw said 4channel. Was that MK that actually did it? I know MK had a video out there for it, but I thought it was 4channel that actually did it.
MK changed Ted Wheeler's vote to Trump for. You've got to be kidding me. That is epic, Andale. That has got to make some news right there.
Oh, he said, not sure who did. I watched the vid.
Oh, okay. So MK made the video, but someone changed it. Good. They need to expose that. They need to expose what's going on. Matter of fact, my brother hit me up, I want to say a month. I can check message records to figure out when, but it was a month or two ago where he hit me up and he's like, dude, check this out. I can look at anyone's voter registration and I can change it. I can dox. I can do all this stuff. He hit me up with that. I was like, and I kind of already knew because I had checked mine. I was like, it would be really easy for anybody to do this. And sure enough, like now here a couple months later, it's probably news finally because because if you are an independent in Oregon, you can't vote in the primaries. Okay? So I changed to Republican Party people or whatever. You have to understand that right now, not the party of the Republicans. It's the party of Lincoln and it's the party of Trump right now. So I tell everybody, I'm not a Republican, I'm a Trumplican, and a proud Trumplican at that. And I hope that the Republican Party has changed and continues to be the party of Trump going forward so that I can continue supporting it. FYI.
And that's okay.
I don't know if you were in the Discord, we got a pretty epic selfie with
That's it.
oh, it's coming back up. Hold on.
She's breaking up, Captain.
Is it reconnected?
Are you guys back? I see it. Is it okay? Yep. Looks like you guys are coming back.
I don't know why there's a dead zone back there. That was really weird.
It's a little blurry, but
It'll catch up and get better. We're basically approaching Portland. So it's weird because we were just out in a rural area and had perfect signal, but then coming into Portland, all of a sudden there's a dead zone. Like, whatever, it's Portland, you can't explain it.
oh, we back, boys.
What I was saying before it went down was that I got to spend some pretty good time and ask some pretty good questions with Black Rebel. Some stuff I had on my mind and whatnot, and also got a pretty epic selfie with them, and we both were incredible to go see a sitting president that I support that just happens to be Mr. Donald J. Trump. It's an experience I don't think any of us will ever forget unless we end up with whatever Biden has. If we end up with whatever Biden has, it's possible that we forget, but I doubt it. Even then, I bet you we'll remember this. So,
They said it's so young that when you get close to PDX.
it's Antifa. They're tinfoiling us, boys.
So I don't know if you guys saw the update. So a bunch of patriots went to San Francisco on Saturday to protest outside of Twitter because of their censoring, and they were met up by a lot of Antifa. They were attacked by Antifa. Philip Anderson had some teeth knocked down, and they announced today that the person that punched him has been arrested in San Francisco.
That's right. People on the Discords, people in the forums, y'all are freaking amazing at locating these people and figuring out who they are. So finding that guy this quick and getting him arrested, from what I understand, it's a hate crime that he got charged with. So this guy's going to be doing some time, depending on the prosecutors in San Francisco, though. It's unfortunate that these things keep happening in places where you've got basically terrorist prosecutors. But I'm hoping that his charges stick. Were they federal charges?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so watch out. The DA in San Francisco might have a little coffee with Pelosi, might have a conversation around her refrigerator, and have some ice cream, and get some charges reduced or something. So keep an eye on that. But the good news is he's been arrested. But what I'm concerned about is you got to look at, for example, what happened to Black Rebel. The man got stabbed. The man who stabbed him had attempted murder charges. That man right now is free on the streets. This man is not in jail. He is free on the streets. Attempted murder, free on the streets. I'm telling you, I have done time for a lot less in my days, and I've seen others who have done a lot more time in their days. Good Lord, help us all.
They said should have gone to Oklahoma since we're in Nevada, because Nevada close. I was being sarcastic for the most part.
Oh, okay.
Rose,
Eddie, I will make it to Oklahoma at some point. You watch. See come into their industry per se, I guess. I don't know if that's the right wording for it, but what I'm getting at is, if you're a conservative, you shouldn't be trying to hold something on lock. You should be trying to bring up other conservatives, other streamers. You should be promoting each other. The thing that we need to do is we need to support Patriot streamers, and we need to build each other up, and we need to grow our network out. This shouldn't be about making money. It shouldn't be about who can have the biggest channel. It shouldn't be about any of that. What it should be about is growing our network, because the ultimate goal here should be to save this country, and with it, to save the countries that are also out there that feel the same way. As an example, we need to get our butts in gear and network and bring each other up and grow and make sure that our networking is better than the people that we're fighting. So with that, I ask that if you haven't yet, you hit that subscribe button. You go over to Anthony's page, hit that subscribe button, like as well. I ask that you check out Black Conservative Preacher. I ask that you check out Black Rebel. You can find him on Twitter under Space Force. And support Patriot streamers however you can. If you're able, hitting that subscribe button really helps. That grows the network. Hitting the like button grows that network. If you can support in other ways too. I don't like, I understand there's other people out there who like to support and help for nothing, but I prefer somebody get something for their support. That's why there's a merch store there. That way everybody wins, and everybody has those set up as well. So if you can support, great. And when I say support, that's as simple as just hitting that like button, just as simple as hitting that subscribe button and checking out the other Patriot streamers and doing the same for them. Grow the network. Let's expand, put our feelers out there and grow together and make this network worldwide, grow big, grow fast, grow strong, and have each other's backs. That, my rant comes to an end. But getting close to destinations here, so I think we're going to wrap this up. I appreciate y'all coming in, enjoying this trip with us, enjoying the stream. I appreciate you guys sharing the links and doing everything you guys do. You guys are amazing. And yeah, the conversation will continue over in the Discord. That's where we all go after when we're not live. So the conversation will continue there. I still got about 2 hours of driving to do. But when I get home, you can guarantee I'll be up in that Discord, and I've got a lot of catching up to do. But I appreciate you guys enjoying this trip with us. Much love to all you Patriots out there, and we will see you soon. Anderson, you got any final words?
No, Rose, thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you guys for hanging out with us this weekend. Thanks for helping us continue to grow. Thank you for all that you do. And again, thank you for delicious. I loved it. I'm going to hook you up with something, a coffee mug or something. I don't know. Let me know what you want. I'm going to hook you up with something. All right. So when you get a chance to go to my merch store, just tell your friends. If you want to work on building up an Australian Patriots group, whatever, let us know. We can help you work on getting something kind of going, and you can get your friends join that. Then we can use that kind of a network to help connect you guys with American Patriots, so your friends in Australia kind of know who to look for. And you can also find fellow Patriots in Australia. You said a lot of your friends, you lost a lot of friends due to your support for Trump, and maybe this can help connect you with more Patriots in Australia that share the same beliefs as you. So thanks again. Thank you all again. I love you all.
All right, y'all. SEAL Team 711, we out.